point of no return, baby, on the summer night. A shot of love and a spark of laughter breathe.
Hey everybody, my name is Lynn. This is Rust to Resurrection. Today's video, Bill and I are going to build the box cushion for the toolbox on the Jeep. Stay tuned.
Let's ride this crate now.
Now that we have the piping made for the cushion, we have to go in and measure the size of the cushion in its completed dimension. And then we're going to come out and we're going to cut the foam, because the foam then becomes the foundation for the entire cushion, so that we cut the foam and then we put all of the leather around the cushion, and that the cushion itself creates the form, it creates the shape. So we're going to go measure that, and then we're going to come and cut the foam so that we're ready to start the assembly. Okay, we're going to build the cushion just for the toolbox to start with. And when we get the cushion made for this, then we're going to make the two side cushions. But we need to get this first, because this is the easy one to make. It's just a square box cushion. Once we get into the corners, we have to curve this corner. And then over here, we also have this angle that we have to build into the next two cushions. So we want to do this box cushion first, because we think it's going to be the easiest one. And I want to remind everybody that we don't know what the hell we're doing, and that we're figuring this out as we go. So the first thing we need to know is what the final dimension of the cushion is, according to everything we've read. Now this box is 10 inches, but I want it to come back an inch so that it's closer to the back of the Jeep. So we're going to make it 11 inches wide. And then the length is going to be, so if we go between the wells, it is going to be just under 36. So I'm thinking I'm going to make it 36, so that when we put the side cushions in, there'll be some resistance, I think, where it pushes against the other cushion. Yeah, I think we'll make it 36. All right, we had a discussion after the camera went off, and Lynn is a little concerned that if I go the full 36, that it's going to get squished when we put the side one in, because the piping itself is 1/4 inch-ish. So we're going to revise that from 36 to 35 3/4. So that we don't get that much squish when we're done. Let's try it. So the width on this has got to be 11 inches. So we'll start there. Try not to pull that. And then our length is 36. No, it's 35 3/4. All right. So obviously I want to join the 3 marks.
Measure twice, cut once.
Measure twice, cut once.
So what we've learned is it's best to measure the cushion on both sides so that you get a better cut. So we're gonna measure the same measurements that we have on the front side, and then we're going to mark the markings on the back side here. And then when we go to cut, we're gonna cut like halfway through the foam here, and then flip it over and cut the rest of it. So we should have an even cut.
Here's the plan.
Yeah.
So it's 11 by 5, 20, 30. No, it's not. So it's 11 by 35 3/4. So, yep. So once again, we're going to join the lines. Oops, get all over me. All right. So if we look,
You should bring it out to the side here.
yeah, I can do that, but I can see that it's the same. So that's coming down. And that's coming down. All right, let's cut side 1 halfway through,
With the tool that's recommended,
which is,
which is our carving knife.
so tomorrow we'll be carving roast beef with it. So we're already having a debate whether or not I should start in the middle or start on the end. I'm going to start on the middle and see how it works. And if I'm wrong, I will go, yes, honey, you were right.
That's why you start on the other end.
Okay, that is slick. That is wild. That is so cool. All right, so let's roll this over. No, I'm going to start on this end because I'm right-handed. Okay, so we're going to attempt to cut halfway through, and then we'll bring it off to the edge and then go down through the entire thing. I don't want to cut my tabletop. So this foam is 3 inches thick, and it's rock solid, so we think it's going to be the right material. All right, that is really awesome. All right, let's try this.
You can cut that at all, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That looks really, really nice. Roast beef tomorrow, guys. All right, let's see how good we did. All right, so that is right to the edge of the front of the toolbox. But that said, the fabric and the piping is going to give it some additional dimensions as well. So I think that's good enough. So if we look, you've got, it's pretty much, it's even with the side of the fender well. So I think this is the foundation for the cushion that we're looking for. When we're doing the next ones, they're going to fit in here like this. So I think we're going to be good. I think we're going to be good. All right, so next up we're going to cut all the fabric so that we have each piece cut in advance so that we can begin the assembly of the cushion top, the fabric itself. But the first thing we have to do is learn how to put in a zipper. All right, so after an hour and a half worth of discussion and watching videos, we thought we understood this, and then we realized before we cut we should go back and double check ourselves, which we did, and turns out what I understood was different than what Lynn understood. Turns out Lynn was correct on this. So we're now ready to start cutting the fabric. We're going to cut all the pieces out, and it will either be right or we'll be wrong. All right, let's get started. That went off on me. All right. So that in half will be the panel for the zipper, and we'll talk about that here in just a bit. So the next thing is we're going to cut the panels for the edge or side of the cushion, or the sides of the cushion. So we need to get from this point to this point for the panel, the side panel, and we need to leave a 1/2 inch for sewing the seams together where the zipper panel is. So we need 53 inches for that. We're going to go out to 58 inches just to make sure we have an allowance and don't get all screwed up. All right. All right, so that is to go around here like this. So we need to cut the width of the top panel at 12 inches. And the length is 35, no it is not, it's 36 3/4. And this will be our top panel. Is the bottom. We now have all the pieces cut to build this rear seat cushion. Let's go do some sewing. So we have to split this zipper panel in two. So we're just folding it, and then where the fold comes together, we're just putting a small snip. All right, then we need to draw a line from one fold to the other. Other side.
So let me just do something here. Just to be visual here. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be way too big.
Mm-hmm. We knew that.
So the question now is, how big do we want it? Because we've got to cut the zipper to go on the side here.
Okay, well, you said that you wanted to come
At least 3 inches
3 inches in.
with the zipper.
Okay.
Okay? So
So 3 inches.
you measure that on there?
No, I want to measure this.
Here. Is that 3?
There's your 3 inches right there. So that's the 3 inches, but you want it to be a ½ inch beyond that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we use a ½ inch for the fold, that's there. Okay, so there's your ½ inch. So if you bring that up to that line, so if we were to cut that, so there's your zipper panel. So making this zipper panel was the most difficult part of this to understand. And I bet we watched the video 5 times. And basically what they're asking us to do, so they wanted a 7-inch, every 7-inch.
It's good, just a dot.
They wanted just a reference mark, 28. Okay. And they wanted us to do the same on the zipper. Okay. I agree. Okay, so there's that one. I think you're going to have to do them the same time. But we're trying to get this lined up. So it has to go on like this. So the only reason we were doing this is to make sure that we had it lined up correctly. There you go. So just leave it like that for a minute. So that means the zipper goes on like this.
Right.
Okay.
So we got to make sure we have enough zipper so we can do this.
I'm with you, dear. So that's good. So the question is how do we get this? So this is the orientation that it has to be.
Right, so we want this to be up here. This is the dots.
Right.
That's the first dot.
So that's telling us that this zipper, once we fold this over, will be on the outside.
Yes.
So now we've got the orientation right.
Right, but do we
Okay.
have enough length so we can do that? Just barely.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we're going to get through it then.
Okay.
All right, so
So
that
we've gotta
means...
zip this now.
Well, hang on. Let's... So we need to keep this all oriented. Yep. All right, so now let's get this pulled up here for me so that we're straight. Yep. All right, then this here, this here, this here, this here, this here. All right. So now if you want to unzip it, you can.
Let's mark this last part that we really should be, let's mark another thing to make sure that we have enough on the tail.
Come
here.
back to the table.
I can't. Not losing it.
Okay, so you want this, move that. And you want that. And then you want this. I need fingers. All right.
Okay. I like that. Let me just stick this here. Okay. And this one here. I'm good. Okay.
Yep. Okay, so you understand that you're going to fold this.
Yeah. I get that. I know that. I'm a little concerned on the end here, but if it's wrong, we'll rip it out.
Yep. All right.
Now our next step is to sew this.
All right, let's set up the sewing machine.
Does it look on that side?
Looks good. Does. Oh, Lynn. Oh, Lynn.
Did you really get it?
Oh, Lynn. Don't go too far.
How's that?
It looks beautiful. It looks beautiful. All right, we got the first panel done, the zipper panel. Now it's time to start assembling this cushion. This was a critical part. We like it.
So the first thing we've got to do today is we have to make notches so we know where the middle of the cushion is on both sides, so that when we sandwich this thing together, we can sandwich the bottom to the notches so everything's equal.
So are we putting 4 notches?
4 notches, yeah, just like this. Go like this. You're just making a little nip. A little nip here. Then we're going to fold it in half again. And we're going to make a nip here and here. These aren't huge cuts, they're just little nips. It's just notches, making so you can line things up. Okay, that's the top. We're going to do it on the bottom too, so we don't forget. Same thing. Fold it in half. And these are just guides, that's all this is. Okay.
So when we put the boxing edges around, we're going to mark the boxing edges too?
You can.
Okay. So I'm still not totally understanding, but okay. You're the boss.
Yep. Just so your cushion doesn't go askew. So. Okay, so just lay that on top of that one.
Oh. Now I'm understanding.
Okay, so when you go to do this, they should basically line up so you know you're centered and whatever. You might be a little bit off, but not much, right?
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
Make sense?
Yep.
Good. So now we're going to try to put the piping on the top. Okay?
So this is the seam,
That we want to stop at,
right?
right?
And you had a mark.
Yep. All right, so This is where we want to finish.
Right,
So we're going to start sewing down here.
correct.
So now I want to make sure that my machine's still threaded. It is. Okay, so we bring this whole bunch over here. All right. I'm just going to feed this one in first, I think. We're going to start sewing, we said, down in here. There's my thing right there. Stretch your side.
I think it's gonna fit, dude.
Awesome.
It's gonna fit.
It's going to be nice and snug.
I think
Doesn't have any puckers, really. Does it?
it's good. I mean, it's puckered, but
Oh, cut it out. It's going to be fine.
we're gonna squish it in there, so it's gonna do that.
You like it?
I like it a lot. Like it a lot. All right, we've got the top done. I would say,
Somewhat successful.
I would agree. So we're about 98% on this, maybe 97%. This came out good for our first time. So next,
We do it all over again.
yes sir, we do it all over again. We're not going to make you suffer through that. We'll do that off camera. But when we get ready to put
The boxing.
boxing or the side of the cushion in, we'll bring you back for that. All right, guys, see you in a bit. All right, number 2 is done. The bottom is done. The top is done. To put this in perspective, it took us over an hour to build this first one because we didn't have a clue. The second one, 20 minutes. So we pretty much had figured it out by here. By the time we got to this one, it got to be a lot easier. So now we're going to do the edging, the side, the boxing, whatever it's called. And we're going to let you watch some of that. This ought to be interesting because we don't have a clue at this point. We're back to square one. We need to balance this seam to that line. And then this zipper comes around. The zipper actually is going to go in the back of the cushion. And then we're going to overlap this end of the zipper panel past here because we have to make, I'm calling it a Heidi thing, a flap, so that when the flap is installed to hide the zipper itself, it will end up, the flap will end up in the same place as this one and appear to be mostly even.
And the trouble is, will it feed through? That's what the problem was before. It was not feeding through. Too much brown.
No, that's about right. Done.
I think so.
Done. Done as much as it's going to go right now. Moment of truth, boys and girls, moment of truth. We either have made a box cushion or we haven't.
You feel that way? Yeah. Well, turn it inside out.
We have a box.
I think this is going to really pull.
Hmm?
This is really going to pull.
Yep. Okay, let's do it. I don't should break the zipper either. Ooh, that is so pretty. Ooh, that is so pretty. Yeah, now we just need 2 more. I have a back seat, boys. Got a nice tire to lean back against. We're going for a ride. Yeah. So how'd you think it went?
Just great.
You ready to do 2 more?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're not going to do them on camera, though, are we?
No,
No.
so we can fight better that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
So
it went okay. It went okay. We learned a lot.
we learned a lot.
We didn't break a needle. We didn't run out of thread.
Nope. We didn't destroy the vinyl.
No.
We almost
We're still
destroyed.
talking to each other.
We're still talking to each other. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
But there, we got some more things to learn. But
We learned a lot from this. It came out 98% close to what I expected. I am going to say one thing, though. I will only take 15% of the credit for this. This girl did all of the work. She did all the studying, all of the learning, and I just pretty much did what I was told until I didn't, and then I caught hell for that too. So anyway, she
yep.
Lynn is the hero on this one. So we're going to do 2 more. I'm not going to film those, but when we get those done, I will show you what they look like. I'm very proud of this project. Like you know, this channel is all about us learning new things. So if you would have done it differently, please share that. Just share it kindly, because we are learning. That is the point of being retired and not going fishing. Just learning how to do new things, keeping the mind active, keeping yourself active. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, and I hope you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We really do want to grow this channel and have an impact on the community. Guys, we love you, and we will see you in the next video. Probably doing the Dauntless.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Let's ride this straight now.